Okay. So in the last 3-4 sessions or whenever we executed a test, right? So we understood what is the limitation of JMeter, right? When you are running a test in non-J mode. Yes, can someone summarize that? What is the importance or significance of these open source monitoring tools, open source tools like InfluxDB, Grafana? Or where does they come into picture, or why are they required with JMeter? Yes, guys.
So to measure the performance of the run, like CPU, memory, and everything.
Okay. Only to measure the server side metrics.
So, and also like any kind of errors in the run, any performance kind of issues.
Okay. Can some expecting some better answer, or can you please elaborate it, Jagdish?
Like
real-time monitoring on the dashboard side, and so
right. So when you are running a JMeter test in performance testing, any performance test with JMeter in non-JM mode. So when you are running in non-JM mode, like if you want to do live monitoring, right? If you want to do live monitoring of the test results, so that is where your InfluxDB Grafana comes into picture, right? As I have shown you yesterday, right? So when running JMeter test in non-JM mode, if you want to do live monitoring of the test results, we can integrate JMeter with open source tools like InfluxDB, Grafana Telegraph Stack, or Elasticsearch Stack, right? So you have to give a elaborate answer like this. Not only server side metrics. When you are running non-JM mode, can you see the client side metrics? When you are running a test, can you do live monitoring of the test results?
no.
When you're running in non-JM mode, you don't see anything, right? Except user load, isn't it?
yeah.
Except user load, we cannot see anything when you're running in non-JS, right? That is where your InfluxDB, Grafana, and these tools comes into picture, isn't it? Now, what is this InfluxDB? So InfluxDB is let me remove this. This is not InfluxDB is a high performance time series database. InfluxDB is it is a time series database, first of all. Okay, and it is having high performance, or it gives high performance. But what is this time series database? Okay, when we have MySQL and Microsoft SQL, and there are a lot of relational database, right? What is the difference between those databases and this one? Right? So let us understand that. So basically, this is this InfluxDB is a time series database. What is meant by time series database? See, those are not time series databases. MySQL or Microsoft SQL, Oracle, these are all not time series databases. Okay, those are just relational databases, right? But they are not time series database. Now, what is a time series database? It stores, a database which stores data along with the timestamp is called as a time series database. Time series DB. So what is the time series database? The database which stores data along with the timestamp. It is called as a time series database, TSDB. Okay. Now in InfluxDB is a high performance time series database. Okay. And it is designed to handle very high write and query loads. It is designed to handle high write and query loads. Means, you can basically it gives very good performance, whenever, even if you are writing, if you want to write, or if you want to retrieve some data, read some data from the database. Okay, that is what, high write and query loads is, right? Write means, a write operation or storing some data. Query means, retrieve operation, isn't it? So, and it is meant to be a backing store for any use case involving large amounts of timestamp data, including DevOps monitoring, application metrics, IoT sensor data, and real-time analytics. And we will use InfluxDB to store. In our case, basically InfluxDB is used in many areas. It is used in DevOps monitoring, it seems. It is used in IoT sensor data. What is IoT?
Internet of Things.
Internet of Things, and then real-time analytics. So in our case, we are going to use InfluxDB to store the JMeter test results. Clear? So now, fine, we'll store it in the InfluxDB, and then we are going to use, Grafana tool for visualizing those test results. So what is Grafana? It is another open source metric analytics and visualization suite, and it is most commonly used for visualizing the time series data. This is a popular tool for visualizing time series data. And now in our case, the data stored in the InfluxDB can be visualized from Grafana dashboards. That is what we are going to do, right? And now, what is Telegraph then? So basically, Telegraph is a server-side monitoring tool. It is a plugin-driven server agent for collecting and reporting metrics. Okay, it is a plugin-driven server agent for collecting and reporting metrics. We can use Telegraph to collect the resource utilization details of the server and store the results into InfluxDB, and they can be monitored from Graph. Right. So this is about introduction, these open source tools introduction. And now let us see how to integrate JMeter with InfluxDB, Grafana, and Telegraph. So Telegraph, instead of Telegraph, I suggest you to use Java Melody, because this is a lightweight tool, very lightweight tool, right? So and observe here, InfluxDB, we store the client side metrics. In InfluxDB, we store the client side metrics. Okay. And if you are doing server side metrics also with Telegraph, you will again store those server side metrics also into InfluxDB, right? You will collect and store the resource utilization details. What is meant by resource utilization details?
That is server-side metrics, I
CPU
think.
utilization
Right?
and
Resource utilization means what is meant by resources there? Yes,
resources.
you are correct.
That is
Server side
the
metrics. Yeah. CPU, memory,
CPU,
disk, and all
memory,
this.
disk, these are the resources.
These are the server side resources, right? Or here, resource utilization means nothing but, you can collect CPU utilization, memory utilization, disk utilization, network utilization. These are all resources of the server resources, isn't it? So you can use Telegraph for, collecting and storing the metrics we can store into InfluxDB, and they can be monitored from Grafana. Okay. Now let me move to the next slide. So any queries, guys? This is older version. So, InfluxDB, Grafana will do one thing. I think I created one. Yeah. So the latest version is 2.7. InfluxDB latest version is 2.7. Okay. Just Google search for, InfluxDB download. Just Google search for download. Please do this, guys, along with me. Download InfluxDB. Okay. And now go to the first link, influxdata.com, go to download. InfluxData downloads or influxdata.com, and go to the download section, right? And now you can see the latest version over here. Like you can register by entering your email ID and all. Otherwise, if you don't want to register also, that is fine. Now, select this InfluxDB 2.7.9, right? This one, first one, because second one is unstable, right? And now choose your platform as Windows binaries. Okay. So no one is using Mac OS, right? Everyone is using Windows only, isn't it? So select this Windows binary 64-bit using PowerShell. Okay. This is the latest version. 2.7.9 is the latest version of InfluxDB, right? What is InfluxDB? It is an open source time series database, right? And it is a high performance TSDB. It is a high performance time series database. Now, once you select this, once you select your platform, means on which system you want to install, right? We want to install on Windows, isn't it? So select this one. There is no other option for Windows. Okay, this is the only option that you have. So select Windows binary 64-bit using PowerShell. Now, what is PowerShell? Yes, what is a PowerShell? So
kind
PowerShell
of
is in, yes.
So kind of a language, right? Like C, C++, so on.
Kind of language, is it?
No, I'm just asking, like, it's a kind of a PowerShell script is there, right? So like C++ script, there is a PowerShell script also is there.
Okay. No, it's not a language, but it is a command line kind of tool.
Okay, command line. Okay.
Like terminal in the Linux.
Terminal in Linux, right? So just like, Linux, Linux terminal, this is for Windows, right? So type PowerShell over here in Windows search box, type PowerShell, and you get this Windows PowerShell option, right? And now, run as administrator. Okay, don't run it normally, but use this option, run as administrator. And you'll get, it will ask for a confirmation. Do you want to allow this app to make changes to the device? And now say yes, and you'll see like this. You'll see the PowerShell that PowerShell terminal or PowerShell window like this. Okay, right? And observe here, it is an administrator PowerShell. Now what you do is copy this command wget. So what is this wget? Wget is like, if you want to download, some software or download any file from a PowerShell, you need to use a wget command. Okay, so now copy this command, right? And one of you please share your screen. I'm already having that on my machine. Can one of you please share your screen? I will do it on your machine. Kamesh or Shiva Prasad, anyone?
Just a second, Pavan.
Okay, sure. Actually, so once you,
Right.
once you, what happened? It is downloading it. It is downloading the file. Okay.
Yes.
Others also, please do it, guys. It will take some time. So please do that. Meanwhile, let's do one thing. So download Grafana also. Start Grafana download also. Open another tab. Open another tab in your browser and Google search for Grafana. Because Grafana also will take a lot of time. So open another tab, a new tab, and search for.
Yes, here I
tab,
am.
not a window, tab.
Yes. I am just.
Okay, understood. So I mean, the share option is, I think it is covering your screen.
Yes.
So just Google search for download Grafana and start that also.
Wait for the naming address. Okay. This one, right?
Yes. Okay. Now, what is the latest version that you are seeing there? 11.1.4, right? Now below, choose your platform. Yeah, let's download that. That is the latest version.
We
Choose
need
your
to select
platform.
edition as the enterprise or community OSS.
No, enterprise. You can select enterprise. Wait. Go up. They gave the description over there. Scroll up a bit. No, up. Go up. No, wait. Not that one. Go to the
Here we
beginning of
have
the
in Windows installer,
scroll up.
right?
Yeah, I saw that. I know that. Just scroll up a bit. Pike వెళ్ళు. Pike కిందకి కాదు. Enterprise edition is a default and recommended edition, isn't it? It includes
Yes.
all the features of OSS edition, can be used for free and can be upgraded to the full enterprise feature set. Right? So yeah. So click on download the installer or download the zip file. Anything is fine. Either there are two links here. There are two ways that you can download. You can either download the installer or you can download the zip file. Anything is fine.
Okay. Can I download the installer?
Yeah, download it. Start downloading. Now go to PowerShell and see the progress. Check if that is completed. It will take some time. Let it be. Let it continue and go to PowerShell and see if that should be completed by this time. Okay.
Yes.
Now this is done, right? Now copy
Right.
that second command from that InfluxDB tab. Yes. So basically expand archive means it is for extracting the zip file. Paste it, otherwise, yeah, now paste it. You're unable to paste it.
Yes.
Just right click, it will be pasted.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Now enter, hit enter. Okay. And now it is expanding the archive. Done. Seems like it is done. Now go to your destination path. What is the destination path? It program files influx data. And see if it is extracted, if the zip file is extracted. Go to see program files influx data. It will create one new folder called influx data. It should have created one new folder, program files, influx data,
Yes.
right? And now InfluxDB is extracted here. Yeah, go inside that folder. Right. Now start your InfluxDB by running that influxd.exe file.
Yes.
Okay. What is it saying? This is the command line tool. You need to execute command. You need to open command.exe and run it from there. Now what you do is in the file explorer or in the address bar. Yeah, in the top, type cmd over there. Yes. Remove that whole thing and type cmd. Do Control A and yeah, type cmd. Yes. And now enter that influxd.exe. Type influxd.exe. Use tab. You can type 1 or 2 letters and then use tab. Yes. Now hit enter now. Right. Click
Hello?
allow. Yes. Allow. We should allow it. Okay. And now InfluxDB started and it is listening on port number. See there, port number 8086.
8086.
Right. So InfluxDB is running and it is listening on port number 8086. Isn't it? Now
Yes.
open a tab, open a tab or go to Chrome browser and type localhost. Right? InfluxDB installed on localhost, isn't it? Localhost colon, right? MGM open kata. What is that?
I told right, OpenCAD, some other application I'm trying to install in local machine.
Okay, colon 8086. 8086. Yes. Right. Now you'll get this screen. Please wait. Please wait. You'll get this screen only for the first time. Okay. Remember this. And now click on get started. It will ask you to create an account or username. Yeah. Set up initial user. Read the description. Set up initial user. You'll be able to create additional users, buckets, and organizations later on. Right? Can you highlight that statement? Hold on, or else let me highlight it. Let me show that. So what is it saying here? First of all, it is asking you to set up an initial user, and you will be able to create additional users, buckets, and organizations later on. Right. So now give some details. I'll explain what is a bucket, what is an organization, and I'll explain that. So enter some username. You can give some username, right? And password. Choose some password for InfluxDB account or this InfluxDB login. Okay. Yes. Please remember that password. Okay. Yeah. And the initial organization name. You can give any organization name and any bucket name. So bucket name, give the bucket name as we are going to execute a test on we'll create on WebTools only because that Ponacart is having local application is having an issue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, WebTools bucket. Give the name as WebTools bucket. Okay. Yeah. Now click continue. Right. Now the user is created and hold on, let me clear these drawings. Right. Now what is it saying? You are ready to go. Make sure to copy your operator API token. Right. This token enables super user privileges like creating users, orgs, etc. And you won't be able to see it again. So copy that. Click on that copy to clipboard button. The option that yes. Click on copy to clipboard and save it in Notepad++. Save it somewhere as InfluxDB 2.7.9 API token. This is InfluxDB 2.7.9, isn't it? So, hey, you can save it in the same file. You deleted the previous ones.
No. That one is another.
You opened another tab, another
Yes.
file. Okay. InfluxDB 2.7. You mentioned the version also, 2.7 API token. .7 API, give capital letter C for API.
Yes.
Paste it and paste that, save it. Save the username and password also if you want, save the username and bucket name. Okay.
No problem. I can remember that one.
Okay. Now go to your browser. Yeah. And now quick start. Click on quick start. Okay. Now this is how your InfluxDB login looks like, or this is how your InfluxDB homepage looks like. Okay. Now what you can do is this is on the InfluxDB setup part. Okay. And now see Grafana, how far it is done.
Grafana, right?
Grafana download. We started Grafana download, right? See if it is completed.
Yes.
Right. Now install that Grafana also. Click on more info and run anyway. Yes. Next.
Grafana. Can I go with the default?
Yeah. Default options. Go with default options. Click next. Yeah. Click install. And now Grafana default port number is 3000. Okay. The default port number of Grafana is 3000. So once this installation is done, guys, are you doing along with us, or you will do it afterwards by following the recorded session?
We'll do it after, sir.
Okay.
Pavan, can we go through with the OpenCart application? It is available, but I don't remember that how much it support. But it is always available.
Click finish.
Online application.
Okay, we will see that. Let us finish this. Okay.
Okay.
Now you open a browser and type localhost 3000. Localhost 3000. So 3000 is the default port number of Grafana. Yes.
It is asking for login.
Right. So it will ask for username and password. Enter admin. Those are the default credentials.
Admin, no?
Admin. Password is also admin. Those are the default credentials. Now click on login. It will ask for
Change
new
your
password. Yeah, it will ask to create a new password. You can change the password, or you can type same admin only. It's up to you. Okay.
Okay.
Click on submit. Right. Now this is how Grafana looks like. Our Grafana homepage looks like. Right. Now what you do is, you remember, like, we created one bucket, all right? We did one. We created one bucket called WebTools bucket, isn't it?
Yes.
And we called it, the bucket is nothing but, where the relevant information will be stored. Bucket is nothing but a database. In simple terms, it is a database, but it is a time series database, and the InfluxDB is calling them as bucket. Okay. So, and now, can you give me control once?
Yes, sure.
If we go to that InfluxDB tab, right? So if you see here, there is something called Data Explorer. Okay, so this is Data Explorer. There is something called source and buckets. So you can see the bucket name that you created. This is the bucket that you created, right? Previously.
Yes.
And then if you go to the data explorer, right? So you can see that bucket name over here, WebTools bucket as WebTools bucket, and you see some measurement. Measurement is nothing but a table. Okay. Measurement is nothing but a table. Okay. So now, we are all set now to integrate this JMeter with InfluxDB Grafana. And now in Grafana, first you need to add a data source. So we already discussed that we will be storing all the results into InfluxDB database, and we will use Grafana for visualizing those results, isn't it? So
Yes.
how do we visualize the result is we will create some dashboards in Grafana. We'll create some Grafana dashboards. Got it? And you can go through some tutorials if you want, if you want in-depth details of this. But now let me show you quickly how to add a data source. First of all, we need to add a data source. Data source means from where are we getting the data, right? The source of the data, right? And now here you can see InfluxDB, select that one, right? And now, now once you select the InfluxDB, so select, Flux as the language. Okay, by default, InfluxQL will be there by default, but select Flux. Okay, select Flux, and here you enter your InfluxDB URL. What is the InfluxDB URL?
That is a localhost 8086.
Localhost colon 8086. It is there already, but you need to type it again. Actually, it is just a suggestion only.
Okay.
Because if you proceed like that, you will not be able to and one more thing is once you select Flux, enter that URL there. You need to enter that URL there. HTTP colon. No, it's caps lock is on. Yeah. Localhost colon 8086. Right. Now scroll down, come down, and disable that basic authentication. Just disable that basic authentication. Now it is asking, what is it asking us? It is asking the InfluxDB details, right? What is the
Right.
organization name and all? Enter that organization name. Organization name you gave as MGM, all caps. And then token, you copied one token to Notepad++, right? You need to paste the token here. And default bucket, you need to enter the bucket name. So you gave the name as WebTools bucket, right? Give that, enter that over there. WebTools bucket, right? And then that's it. And now click on save and test. Right. Now you can see that, it is saying that data source is working, right? 3 buckets found. What are those 3 buckets? You can go to InfluxDB and check there. Okay. So this connection is successful now. This InfluxDB to Grafana connection is successful. What are those 3 buckets? One is WebTools bucket that we created. And there are 2 more by default, underscore monitoring and underscore tasks. So those are the total 3 buckets that it is talking about or telling about. Select that bucket there, select that bucket. Of course, you don't have any data. We did not write any data into, right?
Right.
We'll write it down. You'll see that. Now minimize this browser and go to your JMeter. Open any JMeter script. Open any WebTool script. Open JMeter and open any JMeter, any WebTool script. Because we got the bucket name as WebTools, right? So we'll try it on WebTools application first.
Okay. I think this one looks
You can
done.
open try run, yes. Try run or a load test, anything is fine. Now here, what you need to do, see, we want to store the results from JMeter to InfluxDB, isn't it? So can you please zoom in, go to options and zoom in. Yes, zoom in 2 times, 2 or 3 times. 2 more times. Right.
Yeah. Now it is better.
Yeah. Now, to your test plan, go to right click on the test plan And on JMeter side, we need to add a listener to listener called backend listener. A listener called backend listener. Yes, select that backend listener. And now select, there is a drop down, right? Backend listener implementation on the top.
Yes.
Backend listener implementation. Select, select InfluxDB, click on the drop down. No, drop down, below that. Yes.
Yes.
Select the third option, InfluxDB backend listener client.
Okay.
Right. And now can you give me control just for a moment?
You have control. I think
Enough. Here also. Okay.
one second.
This got swapped actually. Please wait. Let me take control and do that. Hey. Is this why? Okay, leave it. So we selected InfluxDB, not a raw backend. Select, you had selected a different one. So select InfluxDB, third one. I asked you to select third one. Yes.
Backend. Okay.
Okay. And now here, observe here, like what we need to change some values here. So observe here in the InfluxDB URL, right? There is something called host to change. So basically here you need to give the host name on which your InfluxDB is running.
Localhost.
Right. Give localhost over there in the place of give small letters. I don't think capitals will work. Give small letters. Okay. Enter localhost over there. Okay. And write and db is equal to JMeter. There is a so the previous version you will have this, in the previous version of this works with only previous version of InfluxDB, but for latest version you have to give something over here. InfluxDB URL, you need to mention the org name and bucket name. Okay, I will help you to get out that actual URL. Now here give your application name. Application name is nothing but WebTools. Give the application name as WebTools. Give WebTools, small, all small. Give all small. Or okay, that's fine. You can give anything. Leave it. Type WebTools only. Right. And then you have something called measurement, right? Measurement is nothing but a table. So there you give the table name as dry run 15th August. Use some table name. Dry run, WebTools dry run 15th August. Dry run 15th August. Okay. 15 August. That's fine. You can give any table name. This is for our understanding only. Okay. This is for our understanding only. You can give any name. Now there is a, you need to change one more field, that is test title. Change the test name to load test or a dry run. Give the test name as a dry run. That means, if you are running a soak test, give soak test here. If you are running a load test, give load test here. If you are running a dry run, give a dry run here. Got it? So, and now you need to also add one more name value pair, key value pair called, we got a token there, right? We need to add the token also. Now, can you go to browser and, can you go to browser? Go to browser once. Search for, open a new tab and search for InfluxDB 2.x API endpoint URL. Search for InfluxDB 2.x API endpoint URL. API endpoint URL. What is this API endpoint URL is? The default, by default you have some URL, right? You go to JMeter once, click on that, open that link. Okay. Now observe here, what is this? What are we searching here is, see, observe here, this URL, the default URL will work only with InfluxDB 1.8. Up to 1.8 it will work. But after 1.8, there are some major changes in InfluxDB, and that InfluxDB URL also changed. So this default one will not work. Understood?
Yes.
That is one thing. And you need to set that, API, you need to give the API key also. I'll tell you the name value pair. First, let us update this API endpoint URL. Okay. So here, somewhere you will have that API endpoint URL as token authentication plus DB URL. Okay, hold on.
Your InfluxDB URL.
No, not that one. Not that one. So please wait. Org is equal to and search cheste, you'll get some. Org is equal to, you're not finding that org is equal to, right? Second. Or let me search for bucket. You need to give the bucket name also. Doesn't have. Yeah, copy this one. API v2 write org is equal to this one. Hey, please wait, please wait. So you need to copy it from API v2 write org is equal to and bucket is equal to. Org is equal to and bucket is equal to. Copy this one. Wait, up to here. Yeah, copy that. Please copy that.
Yes.
And go to your JMeter. So akkada,
After localhost, no?
after localhost 8086 tarvata you need to paste it. API దగ్గర నుంచి రావాలి. Yes. A double slash వచ్చింది. Remove that one. Remove one slash.
Yes.
Before API. Yeah. Remove one additional slash. Yes. Delete it. And now update your org name there. Org name, give the org name as MGM. So you gave it as MGM while creating, right?
Yes, influx space, no?
No,
Organization ID
remove
it's asking,
that
right?
influx org ID and replace it with MGM.
Okay.
Org is equal to MGM and undali. It should be org is equal to MGM. You need to give your organization name and bucket is equal to give F2's bucket. Okay. And
Okay.
now, and then there is one more name value pair that you need to add actually. Save it once, save the script once, save the script once. Okay.
Yes.
And I forgot that name actually. Name value pair low. You need to add a name value pair. Click on add button. Click on add button.
Okay.
At the bottom, bottom detail add on the yeah. And in the value in the parameters column and the second dantlo you need to paste the API token. Paste the token, get the token from your Notepad++ and paste it there. Yes. And here name you should give specify the name for that, right?
Yes.
For the token. Go to documentation again. Go to influx. Paste it there. Paste the token value. Yeah. Minimum save it once. Please save it once. Now minimize this and go to the browser and go to documentation, InfluxDB documentation. You will find that name also somewhere over there in those examples. Okay. Please give me control once. Let me take control. So org ID scheme updated it somewhere, I found that somewhere, guys. I forgot it actually. Just Google search, what is okay, wait, let me do that.
Authorization, it's
Influx token అని ఉంటది. It will be somewhere like influx token. Well, let me do one thing. Let me search for token. Oh, token. There are a lot of occurrences, right? User tokens, create a token, view tokens. Influx token or something, Influx token, no. Influx token లేదు. Influx underscore token, not this one. ఇది కాదు. Wait, can you go to my YouTube channel? Okay. I think I know that is a private video. 1 second. Let me search for that case. Like I forgot what is the name actually that you should give and stop. I'm sharing my screen and let me open it. This is a private video, so I think this is unlisted. Okay, this is unlisted only. You can access it. If you have the link, you can access it. Let me search for that. Here it is. InfluxDB token. Okay. API v2 write org and perfect. Yeah. So just give it as InfluxDB token. I should be small and token T should be capital in that. Please share your screen. Okay, Kamesh, please share your screen. InfluxDB token. Go to your JMeter. Yeah. Give the name. Yes. Go to the name field and type InfluxDB token. InfluxDB capital T. Okay. Token. Now save it and run the test now. Start your web tools. Now save the script once and start your web tools application. Right. Now search the, go to your JMeter and see if you gave localhost or in the server name, check what did you give. Expand that. Yes, localhost, you gave localhost, right? Yeah, now start the test now. So wait, please, before starting the test, go to your InfluxDB console once. Go to your InfluxDB console. You can close that PowerShell. You can close those unwanted ones. Close this one. You can close the documentation. Yes, you can close this one also. Yeah. Now this is required. Yes. Now minimize the browser and go to your InfluxDB console. No, InfluxDB console. No, not this one. Not this one. No, this is a web application, right? So not this one. InfluxDB. You started when you start InfluxDB, you got some listening and వచ్చింది కదా. The first window, first command prompt window. Yes. So you see there, like what is there over here? Index opened with 8 partitions, loading changes and on the. Now what should you do? And now, last line was printed at 1442.05, isn't it? Timestamp చూపిస్తుంది అక్కడ చూడు. 1442.05. That is actually GMT time. It is showing GMT time over there. 1442 ki, like, that is GMT time or UTC time, Universal Coordinated Time. If you add 5.5 hours, you will get the current time zone, right? Our IST time, right? Now, but remember that last message was printed at 1442. That is what you need to remember. Now start the test. Go to your JMeter and start the test now. Okay. Now the test is started, right? So view results tree. Go to view results tree and make sure that the test is running. Yeah. Some users are, it's enough if you run a couple of scripts. Let there be errors. Errors also, but let it be, not an issue. Now go to your InfluxDB console now. Minimize this and go to your InfluxDB console, right? And now it should be writing some messages. 1442 tarvata, there are no messages written, isn't it? 1442, after 1442, no messages are written. Okay, go to InfluxDB, that URL or browser. You should see those, some values over there. Yeah, go there. No, this is Grafana one, the previous tab. Now select your bucket, select that bucket. Are you able to select that bucket? Do a refresh here, do a screen refresh. Now select that bucket. Adi select cheskunte, it should come up. Search buckets loke ellali adi. Not coming. No, that is fine. Oh, hold on. Can you give me control once? A question. Or else, are you seeing this measurement? Are you seeing any measurement here? No, something is going wrong. 1 second. Let me go to JMeter and see, what are the error messages. There are some error messages of those error writing metrics. Something wrong here, yes. Right. Web tours bucket. Error writing metrics. There is some issue. Unable to parse the authentication credentials. InfluxDB token. This is 100% correct. Event tags. API v2 localhost API v2 write org is equal to MGM bucket is equal to web tools bucket. Check that if the token is correct or not. Go to Notepad++ once. Do Control A. Do Control A. Why are you click there, double click there, and do Control A. That will be faster, right? That seems to be correct only. This seems to be correct. Okay. Go to your JMeter one more time. I don't see an issue with this. Okay. Can you stop it once? Stop and clear the logs. Stop the test. Clear all the logs. Do clear all. And now, summary only, that should not be an issue actually. HTTP localhost 8286. Okay. Instead of localhost, give the machine name there. Search your machine name or IP address. Search your machine name because that will not change, right? So host name, search your host name. Open a command prompt and see what is your host name. Type host name without spaces. Host name. Now copy that host name without spaces. Copy without spaces. Okay, copy it. You can delete it later. Copy it. Copy it and give it over there instead of localhost. Give it over there. Maybe that is I am suspecting that that is causing issue. Go to your JMeter. Instead of localhost, double click. Just double click. Kamesh, double click చేయడం అలవాటు చేసుకున్నది Okay, now save it and run the test now. Should use double click instead of selecting, dragging and selecting. Okay. Is the test started now? Now I am not seeing any errors. Now go to your InfluxDB console now. You should see some messages here. Correct. Now it is writing, right? So measurement, field set, etc., right? And you are not seeing any errors in JMeter. So that is the issue. You need to give host name, not local host, but you need to give host name. So last message was written at what time it was written? 3:06, right? 3:06 key, like if you add 5.5 hours, it is 8:36, right? Now go to your InfluxDB. Go to your browser and select that bucket. Select that bucket. You'll be able to select the bucket now. No? Again, issue here. Go to Data Explorer, click on Data Explorer one more time. Sources. Sources low buckets, go to buckets tab. Okay. Right. Now go to Data Explorer. Click on Data Explorer. No, don't go there. Below one. Next to the. Select that. Should be able to select it. Or select monitoring, select sorry. No? Okay. Select WebTools bucket and refresh on the chudakada. There is a refresh option. No, ikkada. Wait. Click on that refresh. Hey, you got it here, right? Dry run 15th August వచ్చింది ఇక్కడ చూడు. Okay. You got the dry run 15th August. That is the name that you gave, right? Yeah, it is working, guys, actually. Maybe, we cannot select this and it will not come up here, I think. Now, select, whatever counter you want to add. Select average, right? And your application name is web. Suppose, average is nothing but if you want the average response times of all the transactions, then you need to select average. And now select your application as WebTools. Application name that we gave is WebTools, right? Now here, you need to select the transaction, right? And now you can see all the transaction names in your script, isn't it? Now, if you want to select all, select this one. Otherwise, if you want to select, if you want to see only particular, payment transaction or login transaction, let's say you want to see login transaction or payment transaction, you can select transaction wise also. And now once you select this, click on submit. Now you'll see that, why it is not showing is it is showing the past 1 hour. Select past 5 minutes. 5 10. Auto refresh. Do a refresh here. Okay, I'll tell you why. So what happened is, we missed one thing. So here, summary only should be set to test is completed. Okay. Summary only, make this summary only to true. Can you change it to true? Yeah, save it and run the test again. Save this and run the test again. The test is started, right? Yeah, the test is started. Now, now go to your Gem. Now go to that browser. Go to that browser. It will be writing into it. Okay. Now, click on refresh here. Okay. Click on submit. Oh. Yeah. Now you can see that, all the average response times. These are nothing but average response times. You are seeing a graph, right? If you put your cursor where it is showing what is that field, you got it. So average, see, this is index page response time. Okay. The highlighted one, the highlighted line, and you can see the tooltip over there. This is your logout, random flight ticket booking T08 logout. Right now, this confirms that results are being written to InfluxDB console. Not only that, ikkada kuda time update avutadi. If I remember it correctly, here time will be updated. Ikkada update avvatledu somehow. Okay, maybe they made some change in the latest version. Okay, But this confirms that now results are being returned to the InfluxDB now, and we can see the graph like this, right? So this JMeter integration with InfluxDB is done perfectly. Understood, guys? And now see, observe here, when you select summary only to by default it will be false, right? You will not get the InfluxDB JMeter will not store the individual transaction response times. That is why previously when we selected a transaction, we did not get any values here. Okay. So you need to select, you need to change that summary only to true. Only to default false on the other. Summary only to true, I think. Yes, by default it is false, right? Okay, I remember that by default it will be true. 1 second. Am I able to hear me? Okay, we'll see that. We'll see that tomorrow. So now we know the results are being returned to the InfluxDB now. So JMeter integration with InfluxDB is done now, right? Now you go to Grafana and actually, see, you may, any queries here, I'll take a pass here, any queries? Guys, are you with me? Am I audible? Guys.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so this JMeter integration with InfluxDB is done, and it is writing results. Your JMeter is writing results to InfluxDB. But one disadvantage with this approach is, with this InfluxDB approach is, or with this, if you want to use InfluxDB, we added a listener called backend listener on JMeter, isn't it? So which will be a overhead on JMeter actually. It will put some overhead on JMeter. Okay, because JMeter InfluxDB backend listener client has to push the results to InfluxDB. It will be a overhead on JMeter. This is one disadvantage of this approach. But still, most of the companies are using this InfluxDB Grafana only. Let it be, right? So actually, if you don't want that overhead on JMeter, see, JMeter is already memory intensive and CPU intensive, isn't it? It is resource intensive basically. If you don't want that overhead, you have to go for Elasticsearch option. That is the best option actually, right? But however, most of the companies are using InfluxDB Grafana, and interviews also they are asking InfluxDB Grafana only for monitoring. Did you ever use InfluxDB? So that is how interviews are asking the question, evaluating. So let it be. Now minimize this JMeter. Go to your now go to your Grafana and let me show you how to quickly create a dashboard. Okay, go to Grafana and now I have a do you have any queries now? We are seeing all those results are being written to InfluxDB, and see, let me select past 15 minutes. Okay, or yeah, let it be. So now we can see that the results are written to InfluxDB and it is showing a graph here. But why again Grafana again? Can't we use these dashboards? Yes. So these Grafana dashboards are these are not so sophisticated, right? You'll see the difference of Grafana dashboards. But InfluxDB, this is a very basic level dashboard. So we don't use this. We just use this for only integration purpose and confirming that JMeter is writing results. Now, once you add the data source, right? Let me close this. And once you add the data source like this, now let us see how to create a dashboard. You go to dashboard and select, create dashboard, right? Click on create dashboard, add visualization, and give some, select your data source here as InfluxDB and give some title, okay, panel title. Let's say I want to see average response times. Average response times, okay, and give that panel title. Panel is nothing but one block in a dashboard, okay. And now once you give that over here, click on query inspector, okay. Click on query inspector. No, not query inspector. Hold on. You need to click on this one. This query options. You need to click on query options. Scroll down and select simple query. There will be something called simple query. So expand this one and select InfluxDB, add query, not add query. There should be some option called simple query. Is this query inspector? Match data points, minimum interval. See, there are some changes in the from the previous version, guys. That is why we have this confusion. They made some changes in the latest version. Yeah, select sample query, and now here select simple query. From sample query, select simple query and scroll down. What is this? It is not showing anything. Yeah, here it is. This query is added, right? Now here, like replace this db/rp with your bucket name. Replace that db/rp with your bucket name. Related to web2's bucket. Okay. And then example measurement. Give that, instead of example measurement, give the measurement name. Go to your JMeter and refer what is your table name. Measurement is nothing but a table. Right? Copy that dry run 15th August. Copy paste it. Don't type it. Copy paste that measurement name. Do Control A, copy it, and go to your select that example measurement. No, adi kaadu. Example measurement. Last but one line. Yes. Double click. Double click cheste select avvali. Okay. Avatleda. Because of hyphen, it is not getting selected. Yeah. Replace it with that, and then field anundi kada, r_field, isn't it? Give there example field, select that and select. Actually, when we select it, it should show some sessions. Select AVG, type AVG, right? AVG, and now save it, apply, AVG. Click on the top right, you have apply button, right? Click on apply. On the top right in your browser. No, akkada kaadu. Top right. Apply. Okay. Refresh, click on select, time period as, default 6 hours on last 6 hours only. Select last half an hour, last 30 minutes or 15 minutes. Anything is fine. 15 minutes or that. Yeah. Now, now click on that panel to expand it. Double click on that panel. Double click or 3 dots. Click on those 3 dots. View, click on view. Right. Now you can see that, these are you got all the response times. See there. You got all the transaction response times. Those are nothing but average response time of all the transactions. Index page, login to web tools, click flights button, select Paris as arrival city, continue, etc., etc. Right? So these are average response times of all the transactions. So we created one panel for average response times. Suppose if you want to see the errors, go to JMeter and see if there are any errors in the script. User registration fail aval kada, why, go to JMeter and see, go to JMeter summary report and see if there are any errors. Okay. User registration should fail, right? Maybe user registration key, see how. Okay. Okay. Leave it. Yes, there are some errors. See there? There are some errors. Error 100% fail out. Yeah. Now go to your Grafana. Go to Grafana. Go to your browser and add one more panel. Let us add one more panel for that errors. Okay. So wait. You can add it from here. Please wait. You can add it from here. It plus symbol on the kada right low. New dashboard kaadu. No, this is not a new dashboard. You need to add a new panel. Somewhere you will have an option to, okay, go to this dashboard. It is this time range mode refresh. Somewhere you will have an option to, yeah, see, this is nothing but, if you select 5 seconds, right, for every 5 seconds, it will be refreshing. Okay. Now, like go to the dashboard and there will be an option to add a panel, guys. Yeah, here it is. Add visualization. Okay. And give one more panel. For example, error count on them or errors on them, that one. And now you click on this query inspector. See, what is this query? What is this exactly? Query options. Query options. And again, select that query, simple query. Sample query launch, select simple query. And here you need to give the bucket name. Yeah, give the bucket name again. And example measurement దగ్గర you need to give the table name. Try run. Just type DRY. మనకి automatic గా రావాలి. Yes. Now it is getting that. You see there. Just select it. Yes. Now field, in the place of example field, type error. Error count or something will be there. You type error and it will show you what are all the fields available. Type ER. It should show that not showing, right? Yeah, type error. Error. Go to your InfluxDB and you can see there. Go to your InfluxDB. Go to that tab, previous tab. Akkada count error. Yeah, this one. You see, like you need to add this one if you want to see the error count, right? So you need to add this one. Idi field name. These are the different field names. Count to IVG, ended T, all this. So write count error there. Enter count error. Count capital E. Right? Okay. Now say apply and save. Apply and save. Yeah. Now one more panel is added. Okay. But it is yes. Now you see that it is showing some errors over there. Right? You select, you select the time period as last half an hour. Did you select that? Select, no, not refresh kadu, time period. Times here. This one. We need to select this one. And select last 30 minutes. Okay. Now these are the results for the last 30 minutes. Okay. Status is equal to all, transaction is equal to all. Basically, it is showing all the transactions. We'll do one thing. You select, do one thing. Can you give me? Okay, I have control. Please wait. So here, web tools and kada. See, observe here. Like you need to, if you want to see failed transactions, right? What you need to do is all badulu, you need to select KO. Okay, and pass it transactions. Okay is nothing but pass it transactions. See, this is status of the transaction. Okay means pass it transaction. KO means failed transaction. Now you select KO and click on submit, and select this past 1 hour. You'll see some values. You should see some values. What happened? You got some failed transactions, right? But AVG. Oh, okay. Understood. You need to select count error. Here you need to select count error and KO and now click on submit. We need to select this count error. We are not getting that, right? So how? What's this happening? Why is this happening? What happening? We should get this, guys. Count error pedte, like KO means failed transactions. So we should get failed transactions. Maybe you're missing something. Status, response message, response code, transaction. Now, which one is failing? That user registration failing, right? Yes or no? Submit registration, this one. Let me select this and click on submit. Why it is not getting any results? It should get there are some failed transactions, isn't it? You should get those failed. Here we are getting that. No, sir. Let me do one thing. I'll edit this and count error on the other. Yeah, field is count error only. This should be enough. They should work actually. But sure, guys, why it is not showing, I'm not sure. We'll do one thing. I'll add something else. Okay. I'll add 90th percentile. Okay. Instead of error, I'll add 90th percentile. Okay, 90 percentile. And here you need to select field as the 90th percentile field will be PCT 90. PCT 90.0. Okay. Here you need to change the field name to PCT 90.0. 90.0. Right? The rest all remains same. And now apply and refresh. Okay. Now these are the 90th percentile values. Okay. These are the 90th percentile values. Select last 15 minutes. Last 15 minutes, there is no data. That means, test to start. Yeah. So now you can see these are all 90th percentile values, guys. Okay. So you see here, PCT 90, it is showing as PCT 90, application as web tools, and then status as, status as all, status is equal to all, and transaction. What it is. So these are the 90th percentile values, for the load test for which we executed. So in this way, we can create dashboards by whatever metric you want to add. We got that error count also last time. I'll do one thing. I'll share the link to the previous session. Go through that. It went very good and it went fine. We didn't face any issues over there. So please go through that. And now once you create a dashboard, you can share this. You can save this dashboard. There will be an option somewhere to save the dashboard, and you can also here it is, save dashboard. Ani, give your application name, web tools dry run, and this is web tools dry run. Click on save. Now the dashboard is saved with 2 panels, and you can add more panels also. If you want to add one more panel, you simply click on this add visualization, and one more panel is added. You need to choose what metric you want to represent here, right? And then save it. Okay, right now I'm discarding it. Right, I'm discarding that panel. And now once you create a panel like this, you can share it like this. You can click on share and you can select, you can shorten the URL also. There will be an option to shorten the URL. And then you copy it and, you can share it to your teammates. Okay, or you can export the dashboard also. You can save this dashboard to a file by clicking on export and save to file. Now, it will be saved as a JSON file, and you can save that JSON file. You can share that JSON file. Or else if you want to share these results, right, just copy this, shorten URL, copy this. And now, once you share it to any other team member, suppose if they also have Grafana installed on their machine. If they enter like this, they will be able to log in and see the dashboard. And enter the password here. Can you please enter the password, Kamish? See, I opened a private browser because this is this is nothing but another system, right? The private browser means it will not have track of any of your previous browser, isn't it? So this is just like your your colleague's laptop or colleague's machine. If you open that URL, if Grafana is installed on his machine, he can see these graphs or he can see the dashboard like this. Okay. So, and you can import the dashboard, you can export the dashboard. Means someone shared the dashboard, for example, you can import the dashboard. Okay. See, here you have an option to import dashboard. And once you click on import dashboard, you can select that JSON file. Select the JSON file, or by default, there will be some dashboards. If you go to Grafana website, there will be some dashboards by default. You can enter that ID here. You can enter that ID here and you can load the dashboard. Or else, you can upload the JSON file. We saved just now as a JSON file, right? So you can save that JSON file and you can load that JSON file and we can load that dashboard. If someone, any of your teammates share it to you, you can import the dashboard also, right? So these are the important features that we'll be using on the Grafana side, guys. Okay. So I'll take a pause here. Any queries? So this is how we integrate JMeter with InfluxDB Grafana, and this is how we can visualize the results, test results. Okay. Now while you are running the test, you can see how much is the average response time, how much, if there are any errors, how is the 90th percentile value. You can do a live monitoring by integrating JMeter with Grafana like this. Okay. Any queries, guys, before we close today's session? I will also share the previous
Sir,
session recording. Please go through that.
Analyze?
How can
Sir,
we?
how can we analyze the like response time by looking at that average response time dashboard, sir. That it looks not like
This
it
is for
looks like
monitoring tool. We can, this is for just, okay. Let me explain this way. Suppose, you got the hits per second and throughput also. Okay. And you can, you can see the trend. Suppose, hits per second, how hits per second throughput graph will be there, or what is the relation between hits per second and throughput graph? What is hits per second, first of all?
number of requests.
Number of
and
requests going
number
to
of
the
requests.
server, right? So number of requests and sub requests, all those are called as hits, isn't it? So as hits per
Yes.
second increase, throughput, what should happen to the throughput ideally?
I think increases, sir.
It will increase.
Right. So throughput also should increase, right? So you can, like there are a lot of openings that I am seeing in performance estimates. Mulia, there are some openings itself. Yeah.
Sir, where you
So
are finding, sir? LinkedIn or not, sir? Most.
my LinkedIn, I'm posting to my Insta page. Whatever openings I am seeing in performance testing, or not only performance, I'm sharing it to my Insta page. Okay. I will get more openings because I have more connections on LinkedIn. Right. So I have around 6,000 connections. So I'll get more and more openings. Okay. So please, follow our Insta page where I'm sharing those openings. Now coming to your question, Supriya. So, like hits per second and throughput should be directly proportional to each other, isn't it? So you can create
Yes.
one panel for hits per second and another panel for throughput. And you can observe the trend. You can compare the trend and see if they are really directly proportional to each other or not. That is how we can analyze the results, not more than that. See, this is just a monitoring and analysis. This is the main purpose of this Grafana is monitoring, for live monitoring of the test results. Main purpose of this InfluxDB and Grafana is for live monitoring of the test results. Okay. And once you
While
get
running
those,
one question, while executing the test, we can see the live performance in the dashboards.
yes, now start the test now. Go to your JMeter and start the test. You can do live monitoring. That is what we did till now. Start the
Okay.
test again and you'll understand.
Can I run again? The same.
Run it again. Yes. Right. Now minimize this and go to your Grafana dashboard and refresh that. Or else, it will refresh for every 5 seconds. It will get automatic refresh. Or else, you can click on refresh dashboard.
Yes, I think it is added right now.
Yes. You got that line just.
This line.
Yes. Select, last 5 minutes. Select the time period as last 5 minutes. Then you'll get only these test results, the current test results only. Right.
Yes.
So we are able to do live monitoring, right? We are able to see 90th percentile values, while the test is going on, isn't it? You see the time on the x-axis,
Yes,
you observe the time there. So you see the time over here, 9:05. We started the test
why
somewhere.
average response time is not coming?
Average response time is not coming. Yes, we observed that. 1 second. Let's see what is this issue. It seems like some issue with this Kamesh machine. I don't know. We did not face this any of these issues before. Right on 15th August. Yeah, these are all correct. Nothing wrong with this. Tools bucket and this is a measurement name. This is the field name. Somehow I'm not getting that, average response times. Remove this panel and add it again. Okay. Remove that panel, Kamesh, and add it again. Right. And, like go through my previous session, guys, that we did not face even a single issue with that. I did it on my machine. Okay. But I'm not sure whether, let's see the Kamesh, go to CP and check your CP and memory utilization. See if they are, choking out or if they are hitting 100%. You see, CPU is hitting 100%. Maybe that's
Yes,
why, it is unable to collect some metrics because, we have everything on the same machine, right? JMeter is running on same machine, Web2 is running here, InfluxDB Grafana is running. That's why CPU is hitting 100%. Maybe that is the reason, some few things are not working properly. Okay. But like in real time, you will not have these issues because you will have server class machines. So you'll not, your CPU and memory will not be hitting 100% like this. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys, I'll close it here for today. Okay. So this, like now you can see that, the test is stopped. That's why you are seeing this, the results got stopped here. Okay.
Okay.
Test seem to be stopped. Go to JMeter and see the verify that. Go to JMeter and see if the test is completed. Test should run for how much time duration you gave? Yeah, test is stopped. That's why you are not seeing anything. Okay. But like test was run for 1 minute and you can see that 1 minute, you got those results. See, test was run for 1 minute, isn't it? You see on the top right, you see here.
Yes, it's a 1 minute.
1 minute, 2 seconds. And if you go to Grafana, you can see the results for 1 minute, that 1 minute. Go to Grafana once. Yeah. So it started somewhere before 9:04 or 9:04. Before 9:05 it started, and this is the 1 minute interval, that 1 minute interval. Okay. So this is all about InfluxDB Grafana, guys. And for server side monitoring, for resource monitoring on web server, app server, DB server, you mentioned that you used Java Melody tool. Okay. No need of Telegraph, but you mentioned that you use Java Melody tool, and also mentioned that InfluxDB Grafana, we observed that that InfluxDB when we integrate JMeter with InfluxDB Grafana, we need to use backend listener, and that will be a overhead on JMeter. Mention that, and tell that Elasticsearch is the best option. There you need not add any backend listener. It works in a different way completely. Okay. So InfluxDB, Elasticsearch is the best option. Just mention that. All right. So then they will understand that you have very good exposure to InfluxDB Grafana, and you have hands-on experience. Really having some hands-on experience on these monitoring tools. All right. So thanks, Ramesh, for sharing your screen, and I'll share the previous recording also. It is anyways unlisted video. I'll just share the link. So there I have added 3 to 4 dash panels over there to the dashboard in that session. So please go through that. Okay. I'll share it in your batch WhatsApp group. I'll share the previous link. Loading the thumbnail. Yes. Thumbnail is loaded. Now I like it. Yeah. So please go through that session, guys. Okay. Today's session also I'll upload it anyways, but go through that, that session also. All right. Let me share. I'm sharing my screen. So here I mentioned in the PPT, I mentioned, oh, it's not there. Let me open the, that I gave description of that org and bucket and all. I just want to show that and I'll close the session. So where is this InfluxDB? Yes. So yeah. So org means organization org means organization. What is meant by organization? It is a container for users, roles, and resources. Users, resources, and data. Okay. It is a container for users, resources, and data. Right. In Grafana, in InfluxDB, we can create users later on. Right. First one we are setting up in InfluxDB, we created one initial user or the admin user, isn't it? After that also you can create some users. You can go to InfluxDB URL and you can create users. And what is meant by bucket means bucket is a named storage location where time series database data can be stored. Right? This is equivalent to database in RDBMS terminology. Bucket is equal to database in relational database terminology. Okay. And measurement means nothing but a table. In relational database terms, we have something called table, right? Where your actual data will be stored. That is called as measurement here. Field means a key value pair representing actual data. Field means that is where your actual data will be stored. And you remember, like in Grafana, we got some query or something, isn't it? Query means an operation to retrieve data from the time series database. Okay. So these are some InfluxDB terminology that you need to, mostly they will ask you what is meant by a bucket only. They will not ask, all this, but they will ask you what is meant by a bucket and what is meant by a measurement or a max organization. Okay, organization means here you will give your project name. When in real time, when you are working, organization, for organization, you will give your company name or your project name. Okay, clear guys? So I'll ideally give your project name or no, give your organization name. Give your organization name, because like you will be creating multiple users and it will be holding that information. All right. So with this, I'll close it here, guys, for today. Okay.